like, where's the phone? Like, why is she not texting me? Like, what's going on? After 2 hours, she's still not even text.
And all your guy friends would probably be like, oh, she's not interested.
Oh man, leave it. Look, it's full here. Chill out. Nah, I don't want 1 minute.
I love that. Hello, my beautiful ladies. It's Greta here, and welcome to my channel. Today I am with the one and only Rowan Row. And so me and Rowan actually have done a video before. It was 3 or 4 years ago.
It was it just before the pandemic, right?
No. It was, I think, like a year or 2 years before that.
Yes.
I had 3,000 subscribers and you had 7K. That's when we did our first video.
Yeah, we grew up in life. Gosh.
It's been a while. So Rowan is back with more information.
Hello everyone. I haven't even we just go straight into talking. Hello everyone. Thank you for having me back on your channel.
My pleasure.
I always love having conversation with Greta. We agree and disagree so many times on so many subjects.
I wouldn't say we argue, we discuss things.
Of course.
We discuss things a lot. And I just thought today it would be like really amazing to share some of these discussions with you girls and just see for yourself, because Rowan is you're a fashion blogger and you're big on YouTube and big on Instagram, and I literally see pictures of Rowan everywhere. So yeah, this is the Rowan Row with me today.
I do some fashion, fitness, lifestyle, travel here and there. And enjoying life at the same time.
So Rowan, tell us what type of maybe problems you have usually with girls, or kind of what makes you fall for a girl and what type of girls you don't like. Let's discuss that.
All right. So, well, obviously there's so many things here. First of all, if it starts really fiery, quick. Everything that starts quick, I feel like, from my own experience, it finishes quickly.
Right. So what is quick?
Quick, like, when you kind of meet someone, it's amazing date, and everything goes well, and you keep seeing that person over and over again, and then it's just literally everything dies out, either from your side or from the partner side.
So hold on, I'll interrupt. What do you mean by quick? Like going quick, like seeing the person every day? Let's say you meet a person and there's a lot of chemistry and you really like her, right? And then you would pursue her, I would assume, and then you see, how often would you see each other when it like dies out too quickly?
Well, it happens. It's not even like that how often you're seeing each other, it's how often you're talking as well in the beginning, because you can't be non-stop on a phone, and you just kind of you focus on your work and on your business, and that's the main priority is not your date. When you're dating, the main priority is your life. And I also say, like what you said, you asked me a good question, what makes you fall in love with someone? Like, I personally think it's that if the person shows me that she's not available all the time, it makes me want her a bit more, because if she's always, oh yeah, do you want to go there? Like, yeah, like all the time, like even vice versa, because I've been in a situation when I was kind of available all the time and I could see the person kind of lose interest in me, and then it feels the same for me. Like, if the person, she's always available and all the time, when I ask her something, she's like, yes. Oh, don't get me wrong, it's nice, but as I don't know, like as a human being, I think you feel, it's just like, it's nice, but then you kind of get bored at some point.
It's a bit easy.
Yeah, it's a bit too easy. It's a bit too easy. So it has to be like a good balance between hard and easy. Like, don't like say, oh yeah, I'm not free, because then you feel like, okay, that person, she's not interested, I'm just going to give up, I'll leave it. But it has to be a little bit of balance. Or if you feel like, for example, like, if I'm keep asking someone, oh, you free, then free, and she's saying, no, and then after a while I'm giving up, and then she's getting, in touch, saying, oh, hey, just let you know why you're doing that, and I was like, oh, spark. I was like, okay, cool, she is interested.
That is interesting what you said, that let's say you pursue a girl and if she behaves a bit uninterested, and then if she says after, and then you push back, and then she says after a while, well, actually, I am interested, like, kind of like, and suggests you like a casual date or something, right? Then you still see the girl, right?
Yeah, because I've actually been in that sort of situation when I thought, okay, cool, this person is actually not interested, and then that actually wasn't the case. Some people, they just like to, you know, to be more chill, to take the time and, you know, focus on their work, on their friends and stuff like that, because at the end of the day, you just, a date that you just coming into their life. So, in a way, obviously, we're all different. We all come from different worlds, trying to fit in the same world. And, you know, they think different, we think different. So, that doesn't necessarily mean it's rejection.
I think what I find with my clients, right, if the girl showed that she's not interested, and then after a while she shows, I'm interested, a lot of guys then play with that. And then they go like, oh, you weren't interested before. And then you kind of like really start to play and they start to give breadcrumbs and, you know, it just doesn't go well.
But if the guy says that to the girl, for example, like you just mentioned now, oh, you weren't interested before, right? I think the girl should step forward and say, look, it's not like I wasn't interested. I've just been focusing on my work and, you know, that's my main priority. But at the same time, I do like you, but I was just busy doing my stuff. Like, I never ignored you. I just said I'm not free on stuff like that. So I think like in my world, honesty always wins. And then for the girl, for being honest and being open with the guy, saying that, that automatically, like, you know, the guy has to be like, either take it or leave it.
I think I love what you said, everything, and you girls actually should write down what he just said, because what he said is very logical. And like the way you said that I was just busy and I was actually interested, but I was just busy. And you know, when the guy says like, you don't seem to be interested, and the girl just goes like, no, actually I just been busy. And Rowan is saying it, being honest, right? Whereas a lot of girls confused honesty with wearing your heart on the sleeve.
Exactly.
So we go with their feelings straight away, and I think when you go with your feelings straight away, that's when the guy like jumps in and starts to play you. So for example, no, I do really like you, and you know, like we overdo it, like I think this could be going somewhere, or I have feelings for you. I think something like this could turn him off and he could step back. But something like Rowan said, being honest with, no, I've just been busy, etc., etc. I think that's a very good approach, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, like for example, yeah, you gave a very great explanation here. For example, don't, like you said, like don't step forward with your feelings. Step forward with your brain and saying, look, I like you. I like you. I'm into you. I enjoy every day we have blah blah. But I have other priorities as well. So I can't always be available for you, but I'm still here. And then, for example, if the guy gets, okay, cool, I don't want this, blah, blah, give him 2 days. He's like, he's on his period. Yes. Give him 2 days. Time is always, there's no rushing commitments, there's no rushing anything in life. Give him 2 days. After 2 days, just like blanket, 2 days, don't text anything, nothing. Literally 2 days.
He's enjoying the ego stroke. Give him the 2 days.
Yeah, give him 2 days and then just drop him a text, like very blunt text. Blunt text. Hey, how's your day? You have much today? That's it. Like nothing happened.
Yeah.
Like nothing happened.
Yeah.
And the guy will take his phone and will be like, what?
Yeah.
It will be like, his brain is like, what the fuck is all about?
Yeah, he's just enjoying the ego stroke.
Exactly,
then, or you can even say, I know I just been busy, etc. And then if he's like, for a couple of days not texting, eventually he will text. You know, so don't even drop him any text. Just be like, oh, I've just been busy, blah, 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 but I am kind of interested. He'll come around anyway.
Yeah, definitely.
He knows, you know.
Basically, what I want to talk about here, when you start dating someone, don't do too many coupley things in the beginning because you have so much time. And obviously, the beginning should be the beginning. It's like a story. You have the beginning, and so as going on. But as much as you like, because it's gonna be so hard. I know you like the person, I know you're into the person, I know you want to do cute things and everything, but keep a good balance, a nice stride, because you have a lot of time and you want to see if that's the person that you really want to go forward with. Because you don't want to do all these things and then after 3 months you realize, oh my god, we've done so many things and now it's all breaking apart.
I think I really like what you said, and also, ladies, just take your time, and a healthy relationship grows better. So a lot of people say this, like, oh, but there's like a honeymoon phase of like 3 months, and then it's just things get a bit boring. I completely disagree with that, and you probably too, I'm not sure, but anyway. I disagree with that because if you do things correctly and you behave high value, as they say, a relationship only gets better, and it gets better than it was even like a year ago or 2 years, after you met. It's just like you get to know each other better as well.
Exactly, and automatically,
and you grow in together, because you don't do, like, if you don't do the mistakes along the way, then things will just grow. But when you are having all these fights and problems and troubles, then yes, all of these fights and problems will come after a couple of months and things will fall apart. So it's more about like when you do things correctly, you do grow.
Exactly.
You basically grow together. And it's beautiful.
And to be honest, I think you'll feel much nicer after a while to start doing these cute things because you automatically know each other better. It's not going to be any sort of awkward moments, it's just, you're just going to be yourself. You're going to be so natural, so organic, and you just feel like, okay, cool, I can do anything because I feel myself next to this person.
So in other words, I would say, ladies, don't panic or don't freak out if he's taking things slow in the beginning. Like if he's like not sweeping you off your feet, like in the first couple of weeks or something. Just follow his lead and keep going at his pace.
So don't rush.
Tell us, what do girls do maybe too quickly?
Another thing, you shouldn't introduce them to your friends or family or your close people too soon, too quick, basically. Just like, get to know the person properly, and after a while when he kind of feels it's good, then you take it, step by step, having, I don't know, doing something with your friends, and probably his friends, they can all join, or like, like slowly, don't just like after, a couple of weeks, oh yeah, just go with my friends, like, okay.
Yeah, you're trying to rush things.
Yeah, exactly.
When you're really into the guy, I think a lot of girls, like, we try to rush things, or we want that relationship title on it. Just take things slow. As I said, let the guy lead. Let him introduce you first to his friends or his family, or, and then you just follow later when he invites himself.
Exactly.
Oh, fine, well, fine, can come along. Can tag along.
Don't question the guy too much.
Yes,
do not question the guy too much.
Questioning a guy, ladies, is showing interest.
Because if you don't question the guy, he'll be like, let's say he goes out with his mates, right? And he comes the next day and literally 0 questions from you. The guy will be like, what's going on here? It's such a, it's because for us, it's such a typical thing to wake up to like a few texts, or like, oh, where you been last night? What you been doing? Like, or stuff like that. And you'll be like, sorry, but who are you? Sorry, mom. Like, trying to call me instead. Yeah, no, don't, because the guy,
so controlling.
the guy will be absolutely, will be quite shocked. and he'll think, you kind of make him, I don't know, like,
Uncertain.
think, like, what's going on with this girl? Is she actually interested in
me?
me?
Yes,
That's how we think, it's normal.
Yeah.
Is she actually interested in me? Like, or she
Mm-hmm.
haven't even questioned like last night. What's going on? Is she alright?
Yeah, this is very
so
good.
that's a really good one,
very
actually.
Good tip. Yeah, when he goes out, you say like, we have the best time ever, and leave him to it. No messages, no texts. That's it.
Yeah. It's
and he'll be thinking about you the whole night, and
will,
probably
100%,
texting you from the nightclub.
You'll be like, where's the phone? Like, why is she not texting me? Like, what's going on? After 2 hours, she's still not even text.
And all your guy friends would probably be like, oh, she's not interested.
Oh man, leave it. Look, it's full here. Chill out. No, I don't want 1 minute.
I love it that you actually said that.
It's funny.
It's just, I have friends, right, who, let's say, can't control themselves and sleep with a guy like on a third date, and I see these guys disappearing on these girls all the time. And would you say this makes a big difference? Or do you think he was just not that interested from the beginning? Okay,
I actually have a very opinionistic opinion about it. I have a really good opinion about this. So about sleeping on a first or 10th date or whatever. I'm just going to talk from experience. So when it comes to, let's say you meet a guy, you go on a date and stuff like that, and then you're really into the guy and you end up going with the guy at home, and you just like doing things together, but then you decided last minute not to sleep with him. So my perception here...
Oh, sorry. Last minute not to sleep with him. So you mean you tease the guy?
Yeah, of course.
And you show him that you're gonna have it.
Exactly.
But last minute you walk out. No. That's different.
Okay, so what did you ask? Sorry.
Okay. That's this I understand. Like this I get it. Okay, so what we basically talked about here, ladies, some of you go halfway.
You start something and you don't finish it. So never start something you can't finish it.
Because it's likely that you're not gonna hear from him. So like don't give suggestions that it's gonna happen and then you walk out. Like just don't give these, because guys take it personally, I don't know. Or no,
it's just like something, it's not necessary, like you just feel like, because obviously if the girl says okay no, then you understand, it's cool, but then don't just like, you start something and then you're like, oh, see you. And I'm like, I would definitely be like, it's not like I won't, in my case, it's not like I won't talk with the person again. I would talk, but I would definitely don't speak with that person again. Because it's a sort of, no, it's just like a sort of, it's, no, I wouldn't call it ego, but I call it, like, I wouldn't do something like that to someone. I think it's just like more of respect, and, I have standards, so like, if someone does that to you, I'll find it a little bit like, I'm trying to find the right word.
I think for the girls, it's like, for me, it's hard to understand.
It's more like a play. You're a player, and you're playing with the guy, and then you're like, okay, So I find that like, sorry, but what are we doing? Like,
I see.
You see, like you're halfway there, and you're like, okay, no.
Okay, but you mean like, so she's showing that she wants it, and then she leaves, or okay, if it's something like you are doing things and she's kind of like no, and you're pushing it and then she leaves, then it's fine.
No, it's fine, but like, I don't know, obviously all the guys, they're different,
but if you're kind of like doing it and then you leaving,
I will give more respect to the girl, to be honest. If it happens, right?
Okay.
So because I could see, obviously, that's from both. Like it was,
Mm-hmm.
fair play. It's the first time it was a great sexual connection and stuff like that. It happened. So the way I see the situation is not like I won't talk with the girl anymore.
So, and we have the last one, and it's, I would say, the most interesting and important one, because we kind of have a bit contradictory opinions on this one. Because, so the last one is, like, for example, I love it when guys show insane amount of interest, right? And this is kind of the guys I fall for, like the ones that make me feel insanely special. Whereas Rowan is saying that that a lot of girls lose interest when you go this way. And yeah, what are your experiences?
Yeah, the thing is, I've been in both situations. I've been in situations when I kind of didn't show too much interest towards a person I was dating, and then she was always like more into me. Like always was the one to ask me. Like always she was the one to plan things and stuff like that. It's not like I wasn't planning things. I was still doing things, but I wasn't on her case all the time. And then, for example, in another case, like I've been the one who shows more interest and who was more keen to do things together, and that certain person would lose interest, or she wouldn't be as into me, that the person that I wouldn't show too much interest in her.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a bit of a tricky situation because it's just I want to laugh.
It's very tricky because now, like, a lot of girls complaining how we getting breadcrumbs from guys, like especially like in London, like Tinder, dating apps in London. It's 90% of men, we breadcrumb you, or we send you like the stupidest message and we wait for you to kind of jump on them. And obviously I go like, you either don't reply or you reply something small, very small back. And then like the conversations don't go further. And my friend, for example, we went to a club that was like a few years ago, and I think the same day we ended up being approached by quite a lot of guys, but all of us approached us by saying something like out of line or disrespectful or rude and stuff, and like we just both left. Like we left every single guy.
Well, that's a little bit of sign of insecurity, because they don't know what to say.
Like a bad joke, but but what it is like the dating coaches for men. We coach men to kind of purposely lightly insult a woman so she gains interest. And then the other ones say be a challenge, or let her chase you, and throw breadcrumbs. And I just see this in London so much. It's just so insane. And I'm like really criticizing this whole behavior. But now what you're saying is that the girls actually fall for this stuff. And when you give and when you charm and when you try to make her feel special, they actually step back, and because they feel turned off. So it just kind of explains why men behave now how they behave. It's like, it just seems like it's not really that it's guys being bad and not showing you enough of interest. It's more like if you only responding to a guy when he shows no interest, or when he treats you like a player, well, I suppose we kind of got what we deserved, in a way.
Exactly, yeah.
So it's a bit of just a tricky situation, and I don't know what the solution for it is, to be honest. I think it's just a lot of broken people. Like, that's how I see it, because in the past it wasn't like this at all. And yeah.
I mean, dating obviously is not easy, but what I learned from these both situations, I learned, like we talked in the beginning, find a good balance when you as I said, like don't show them too much, but not too less. So find that balance, and just be a little bit cheeky with the whole dating situation. Don't take it too seriously. Don't take it. You're not gonna marry the person on in the next week or the next month. Like just it's just another person that you're dating, and then after a long period of time, you see things are getting serious. Then you're getting more serious.
Yeah.
But in the beginning, just go with the flow. Enjoy yourself. That's the whole point. Enjoy yourself.
Yeah, have a laugh. Don't take things seriously. Thank you so much, Rowan. Like I loved your points of view because we aligned like with what I'm coaching. It's so perfect. It's like we all love it. It's perfect. Yeah.
No, thank you so much for having me on your channel. It's always a pleasure to be, and especially having a conversation with you, because at the same time I learn so much from you as well. And sometimes you do get my phone calls to ask you so many questions. Yeah,
we can just discuss it on
exactly.
My channel.
So it does make sense because you did help me a lot as well. So it's great.
Awesome, thank you. Would you like girls to follow you anywhere?
Yeah, so basically it's pretty easy. On Instagram, I'm Rowan Row with W. On YouTube is the same, Rowan Row. And so as TikTok, Twitter. I just Google Rowan Row and you find it. No, thank you guys.
You don't have to Google it. Just scroll on Instagram and it's just Rowan everywhere.
Good.
Right.